Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to ask you a few questions. Do you commonly find yourself distracted? Do you lose focus often? Do you find yourself zoning out occasionally? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you might have a plague that is sweeping this nation. But unlike normal plagues that a lot of us are familiar with, this plague doesn't affect our health. It actually affects the way we behave and go about our daily behavior. Now, this plague is caused by technology and computers in general. And because of that, technology, we know, it promotes multitasking, and that multitasking that we experience from the use of computers and technology is the main cause of this plague. And now, I'm going to be talking about how computers actually do promote this multitasking, and then how that multitasking is affecting the way we behave and go about our daily lives. So first off, the computers, they've been absorbing pretty much every activity we do. It used to be when you wanted to go write a research paper, you'd have to go to the library, sit, for hours on end trying to find information. But now, we can use computers and the internet and find that information, 2-3 minutes, and we got all the facts we need for, I actually did my speech this way, so. And actually, neuroscientist Susan Greenfield from Oxford University, in her book, The Quest for Identity in the 21st Century, published in 2009, she said, "The brain is not the unchanging organ that we might imagine. It not only goes on developing and changing, it is also substantially shaped by what we do to it and by the experience of daily life." So if that was true in 2009, how much more true is that today when the influx of technology is so much closer to home? Now, we talked a little bit about how computers are promoting that multitasking. Now I would like to spend a few minutes talking about how that multitasking is affecting how we go about our daily life and how it's changing our brain functions. So multitasking, the New York Times published a study done by Stanford University in the article called "Your Brain on Computers," and what the researchers did at Stanford, they took two groups of people. One group were heavy multitaskers with the computer, and the other group, they didn't multitask so much, so you could consider them low multitaskers, and they put them through, these two groups of people, through two different tests. And the first test was seeing how well the two different groups could cope with distractions or filtering out distractions when trying to get a specific task completed. And as you can see with this graph, when trying to filter out two distractions, the two groups scored pretty evenly with each other. But when added multiple distractions, 6 plus, you can see that the high multitaskers scored significantly worse on the tests than the low multitaskers. The second test the Stanford researchers did was they put these same two groups, seeing how well they could switch between tasks, see how fast they could get that task done, and also how fast they could complete the same task, multiple times. And as you can see from this next graph, the high multitaskers in both cases, switching between tasks and repeating the same task over and over, took significantly longer amount of time to get that task done than those people who didn't multitask as much. So what this is telling us, and as you can see from those two graphs, that the multitasking we experience from using computers and technology, when we sit down at a computer to write a research paper or to work on, math homework, we're constantly being bombarded by the most recent status update or Twitter post or the beep of a text message. And so this is causing our brain to be addicted to this influx of information. And when we actually do try to focus, that multitasking that we experience in daily life is, we're used to that, and we're not used to sitting down and, okay, I'm going to focus on this one thing. I'm not going to, oh wait, there's a text message, I'm going to go read that instead. So it's breaking up our concentration. And so, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying this is what, technology researchers are discovering, that, those who use technology are having a harder time multitasking. And so my suggestion to you is the next time you sit down to work on a research paper, I would do so away from technology or a laptop so you don't get distracted by Facebook's endless stream of status updates. Thank you.